Now I'm going to tell you about 4 supplements that help me stay healthy, alert, and energetic, even at the age of 43. And at the end of this video, I'll talk about one really awesome supplement that will make your brain work on a whole new level.
No way.
The first supplement I take, especially during the winter, is called Inonotus obliquus, or chaga mushroom. Chaga mushroom is not the same as kombucha. That's something different. People often confuse the two. This is not kombucha. This is chaga, which grows on birch trees. On one hand, it's a birch parasite, but on the other hand, so where does it start to grow? When a birch tree gets injured, that's where the chaga mushroom starts to grow. It sort of seals the wound on the birch and becomes an integral part of the tree's nutrient supply system. This is probably, as of today, the first mushroom that has triumphantly made its way from folk medicine into evidence-based medicine as the world's most powerful immunomodulator and antioxidant. This means that by regularly consuming chaga mushroom, colds and flu, especially during the winter season, will decrease significantly. For example, personally, during the winter, I drink it instead of tea, instead of coffee, just like water. I can take it for months if I need to. And by the way, the latest wave, during that strange flu wave, when people's eyes were practically popping out of their sockets and their joints ached, my family walked around like apostles. Among everyone, we kept drinking chaga all the time, and nothing happened to us. That's why everyone should have chaga in their medicine cabinet and should drink it. It can be taken regularly in unlimited amounts. The second supplement that is always present in my life is the root of membranous astragalus. The root of strict membranous astragalus contains the only substance in nature that stimulates the synthesis of an enzyme called telomerase. What is telomerase? The length of the telomere determines the lifespan of our cells. In other words, the shorter the telomere, which is the end fragment of a cell's DNA, the less time the cell has left to live. Normally, a cell can divide about 50 to 60 times, and then it dies. And astragalus, in particular, helps prevent this shortening. It does this by maintaining the end fragment of DNA, called the telomere, through the synthesis of telomerase. Well, you could call it anti-aging therapy. If you want to stay young for a long time, astragalus is absolutely essential for you as one of the supplements you can take in virtually unlimited amounts. And you constantly want to make it, now you even want to brew it instead of tea. And it has, this really cool, woody, with notes of some kind of nutty flavor. I really like it a lot. I usually brew it in a thermos at night and then drink it throughout the day like tea. And I also have a lot of other useful and cool habits and life hacks. I share all of them on my Telegram channel, so I'm leaving the link in the description. Go check it out and subscribe. The third supplement that we take, my family and I take it on a regular basis. This is a supplement with a powerful antibacterial effect. Furthermore, extensive scientific research has even clearly shown that this particular substance effectively inhibits the rapid growth of one of the most aggressive and dangerous types of bacteria known today. It's called Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which causes gangrene, and the supplement is a product of the wax moth's life activity, which in Latin is called Galleria melonella. This substance, which is the product of the wax moth's life activity, has been studied and used for a long time. Back in the late 19th century, the Russian physiologist and Dr. Ilya Ilyich Mechnikov, and later his student Professor Metalnikov, continued this research at the Pasteur Institute in France after he emigrated there following the revolution. And there they isolated a very interesting enzyme called cerase. By the way, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't find any mention of this enzyme in English language literature. This enzyme dissolves the waxy coating of tuberculosis bacteria, that is, the Koch bacillus, and is therefore essential in combination therapy for tuberculosis treatment. For life, it is simply vital. And 4 years, the coolest, I don't know, my favorite mushroom. Hericium erinaceus. Or it's also called lion's mane, the lion mushroom, or in Russian it's called the bearded hedgehog mushroom. What is it? Erinacine, erinacea, which is part of this mushroom, what does it do? It stimulates the growth of nerve fibers. Scientifically, it's called an inducer of nerve growth factor synthesis. So that you understand, nerve growth factor is a protein without which the growth of our nervous system is impossible. The formation of new neural connections depends on it, and it doesn't matter whether you're engaged in mental work or physical activity, and with regular consumption. This bearded hedgehog mushroom leads to the formation of new neural connections in your brain. You can compare it, there's a movie called Limitless, right? And in it, a person just becomes super enhanced, a super intelligent person. Well, the effect of the bearded hedgehog mushroom can probably be compared to that NZT drug they talk about in the movie.
The brain just started producing information. Everything I had ever read, heard, or seen was now organized and accessible.
Just so you understand, for the discovery of this nerve growth factor called NGF, an American scientist of Italian descent, Rita Levi-Montalcini, received the Nobel Prize in 1986. In other words, she proved that it is thanks to this protein, this very factor, the nerve growth factor, the so-called neurotrophin, that the growth and formation of our entire nervous system takes place. Without it, nothing is possible. Neither motor activity, nor mental activity, nor anything else. Everything connected to the nervous system, and everything in us is connected to the nervous system.